stick together.
Don't worry. I may not be as big as you, but I can still hold my own.
Then let's make a stand for our fallen brothers.
Now, Sheva, shoot him!
I can't stop hitting you!
Then shoot through me!
Let's go!
Sheva, you don't have to do this. You can still back out.
I'm going with you.
I can't just turn my back and walk away.
We're partners. To the end. Now let's get moving.
How are we all today on this fine evening? Dan here as always with another live interview. Whoa, that music's loud. Fuck. Isn't it great to have another interview? This is number 54, I believe, that I've done. Would you believe that? Unbelievable. 54. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes, guys, that I think a lot of you will enjoy. You do bear with me, I am sick at the moment. Sick little boy at the moment. Sore throat, all that sort of stuff. No, I don't have COVID. Natasha's Cyber, Zero, Oblivion, Graham Taylor, Clarity, Lewis Darkness, Jocelyn, Asari, Jean Lux TV. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, but something came in the mail, guys. I think you might like to have a look at. So the sign print from Lady D herself, Nicole Tompkins, Becca Pruitt. I'm just disgusted by what I'm seeing here. It's absolutely disgusting. I'll be asking for a refund from Streamly. I mean, look at this. This is unbelievable. Look at all these plants. I mean, what is this crap? Look at this. Unbelievable. I mean, it might go nice back here, actually. I picked this one up as well, Oddworld. Big fan of the series, so I want to get stuck into that. Now we got a lovely guest joining us any moment now. What I will tell you guys, so I've been working on a couple of things behind the scenes. So first off, we have the face of Carl Heisenberg coming on the show, Joel Hicks. This will be one of his first ever interviews, and we're going to talk about, get to know him more, talk about everything, how it came to be, what his life is like, all that good stuff. So Joel Hicks, had a lot of people request him, so I said, matey, can you come on? And we got that sorted. So that's Carl Heisenberg face from Village. And then also coming on the show, Ruben Langdon is coming on the show. He did the mocap for Chris Redfield in 5 and 6. Roger Craig Smith did the voice. He did the mocap, but he also, I would say he's most known for, in the video game realm, as Dante, Devil May Cry. So he's coming on the show, Ruben Langdon. That's something to look forward to as well, guys. Stephanie Panicello, who's Claire Redfield from Infinite Darkness. She's coming on the show as well. We've got Nick, of course, who's coming on the show as well. He's obviously Leon Kennedy. So I've got a bunch of guests lined up for you guys. That's one thing. Oh, and also the face of Donna Beneviento. She's coming on the show as well. So that's one thing. But also, I've been in the talks with Blizzard, with the Overwatch voice actors. And we may make a series there around, there's about 30 actors. No one's ever interviewed all of them. So that could be cool. We'll see how that pans out. And then I've been working on a series behind the scene. I know a lot of you guys know that I'm playing through all the Resident Evils at the moment. And I'm making some really cool content on it. So all the boss fights in Resident Evil games, all the startup screens, all Chris Redfield scenes, all Wesker. Like, literally no one's done this. I'm going to a lot of effort here. So I hope you watch it. You better watch it. All the save room music, all the endings, all the intro cut, like sweeping the floor with Resident Evil, first zombie encounter, all that stuff. So that's a cool little series I'm working on. Playing through all the games, getting all the footage, that's one part of it, but also editing it. So I'll get a couple of those videos out, hopefully today, tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, guys. But without further ado, I said we get into this interview. Who have we got in here quickly before I get started? Yes, he was Ken in Street Fighter. That's right, Ruben Langdon. A lot of new stuff. Yeah, Steph's coming on. Dan, if you haven't played any of the Devil May Cry series, get started with 3, 4, and 5, since Ruben does the voice for those. I have played Lion. I've played, most recently, 5, which I found fantastic. I don't know about you, man. I really enjoyed 5. Are you able to get Patricia from RE5 Jill on? I can do my best, mate. Joel Hicks is Aquaman. I know, Just Vincent, eh? He's not bad. Mace, yeah. I've been in talks with Chris. We could get Mace on. Mia Winters, yeah, I've reached out to her, actually. Never got a response. Thank you, Kismo. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Leave your questions in. Let's get it cracking. Hope you enjoy yourself. Leave your questions down. I'll get to as many as possible. And hope you enjoy. Hey! Oh, we got the music. Is that a bit of an intro there, hey? Hey! I love it. I love it. I love your little space too. Bit of personality there. I could see Misfits. I could see an Xbox, a couple of books. Has that been turned on? Hold on. People are saying they can't hear you. Bear with me. It's probably my fault, as per usual. Guys, can you hear her now? Here we go. Here we go. I think go for it.
Hello.
There we go. Sorry guys. That's my bad. What was it? What were we saying? I was just saying.
And I thought it would have been me because I'm not savvy.
No, my fault. How have you been, by the way? How have you been? Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been pretty good lately.
Yeah.
You know, it's summertime. This is my favorite season, so I like it hot.
Are you in LA?
I am in LA.
I've heard it's boiling over there.
It is a bit. I mean, I'm from Florida, so I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, it's in the 90s, in the hundreds in some parts of town. So
You prefer the heat over the cold?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like you can never put enough clothes on when you're cold, but you could just take it all off when you're hot, and problem solved.
Yeah, right. So you've been, you know what? I'm just jealous because it's been raining every day here in Melbourne, Australia, just every day, and I'm sick. I don't know if you can hear. Got a bit of the nasally feeling, yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And we're in lockdown, but I won't keep depressing everyone.
Well, you won't. You can't depress us here in LA. We have our masks on again, so.
Oh, do ya? Yeah.
Yep, the mandate. I think this week started that everybody has to wear a mask inside again. If you're going into indoors.
Did I see that is it mandatory to wear masks on a set, a film set or TV set?
It is.
It is.
It is. I mean, there's crazy protocols.
Is it mandatory to be vaccinated?
To work a little. Sorry?
Do you have to be vaccinated?
That is not a mandatory thing as of yet. I think they just announced this week that they're allowing productions to they have the what you call it? They have now the power to do that if they want to.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't before, but now they're saying productions can tell, sets that they have to be vaccinated in order to work. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I've been lucky enough to work on a few sets during COVID, and it's been just like a testing every day sort of procedure, and masks, and pretty strict, pretty crazy.
Yeah. But you got through it all right? Last few years?
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to work, so we're gonna jump through these hoops. I'm sorry, those are the loudest dog nails you've ever heard. That's my dog. He's got long nails.
What sort of dog?
Apollo, come here. Come here. Ooh, come here. I don't know if he'll come up here. He's a pit bull.
Ah.
And he's very shy.
Oh.
This is Apollo.
Man, what would we do with our dogs, hey?
I don't know. Okay.
Ah, loves mum.
Okay. He hates cameras.
Oh, really? Mine's
well,
the opposite.
I've kind of ruined him for that because I'm just, I snap pictures of him all day, and he's just like, enough, enough already. So anytime you raise an iPhone towards him, he just goes, I know what that is. Okay, I'm covered in slobber.
Alistair here says, oh my God, that's a beautiful voice. And I don't think he's talking about me, by the way.
Oh, me? Oh, thank you. Alistair, thank you.
And someone's mentioned here it's been 12 years. No way, really? Are you
Yes.
serious?
Can you believe it? And I'm so happy that we still talk about this game. I just pretty much thought everybody was like, over it, I'm done. But you know, I still come across so many people who really enjoy playing it still. So I'm, you know, grateful for that.
How amazing! So you never thought it would be this big when you first got into it?
I didn't know much about the industry to know that, you know, that this was even possible. You know, I know video games exist, but as far as like, you know, a character like this, you know, Resident Evil never had a female character of color that you could play before. So, and, you know, and I don't think they've had one since. But
no.
So you know, I'm glad that it was a successful game because I think, you know, when it came out 2009, it did really well as far as, you know, how many units it sold.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't know the official number, but I want to say it's over 10 mil at this point.
I think when it dropped, it was 5 million.
Yeah.
Like at the time that it dropped, and then yeah, I don't know the number since then, but
yeah. And back then, like, I don't feel like the YouTube space and the Twitters and the Instagrams were as big back then.
Oh no.
No.
And you know, I think about that because you know, you want to generate promotion for the game, and I think Twitter had just started. Is that right?
Not for many years. Yeah, a couple of years in.
2009.
Yeah.
So I don't think I did much on Twitter, if anything at all. But you know, I did put out some stuff on the internet, and you know, to try help promote the game and the character, but yeah, not like what you can do today.
Yeah.
Today is, you know, I imagine if that game had come out now,
I know
it, you know, especially after 2020, you know, I think you know, Sheva would probably have, you know, even more of a presence.
Yeah. Was there ever a plan was there ever a plan for her to be in 6 or in other games at any point?
I would never know. I don't think the actors ever know about these plans, really.
Yeah.
You know, we just get the call to show up, and you know, even when I got the voice of Sheva, it wasn't you know, I had started with the mocap first, and they were still doing auditions for the voice, and I was told, yeah, you know, we got your audition, you know, it doesn't look like it's going that way. And then I was like, okay, you know, sure, you know, thanks for letting me, you know, take a whack at it. And then I all of a sudden got a call saying, okay, we're ready for you on Monday in the studio. And I'm like, for what? And you're like, for, you know, Sheva. I'm like, oh. So yeah, it was, you know.
Hold on, so you'd landed the motion capture gig of side of things, but not the voice until later.
No, it was still being decided. And they, you know, they were pushing ahead with production for all the purposes, you know, technically. So I think, you know, voice can come a little bit later in the process. So, I mean, I started, gosh, I want to say, because it was in 2007 when I originally started on the project.
When did it come out? 09?
2009, March of 2009.
Yeah.
So I, you know, and that was just through circles that, you know, some of the producers had known of my work, you know, with my background in dance and circus arts, and they thought, oh, well, she, you know, can pull off the physicality.
She can kick ass.
I could kick a little ass. I can learn to kick ass. You know, I could take choreography pretty easily.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got into these crazy cinematics that I don't even think, I mean, and I know everyone has seen those videos of the behind the scenes where we're dressed up literally as the character.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, and they've shown a lot of that on YouTube, and I don't know of any other game that does that anymore. They were doing a lot of, you know, preparation for the motion capture. So we shot the whole script in costume.
No one does that now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because it costs a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
But they were trying to do something different, and they brought in Jim Sonzero, film director, to direct the cinematics, and just really give it give the story a lot of life. So but I had so much fun doing it, so nothing against that. That felt like we were shooting a movie in itself. And then after that was when they were discussing who was going to be the voice. And then that was in January of 2008 I started recording the voice. And then we went into motion capture.
So it was two different processes, right? You did the mocap, and then after the fact you did facial capture with the voice. Is that right or not?
I did facial at the same time as voice.
Yeah, but not the same time as mocap.
But not at the same time as mocap.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this game. Yeah,
and I don't think that is even. I mean, on the video games I've worked on since, it's all together. On the volume. So, and I would rather do it on the volume, because it's kind of like,
because you can't it's not capturing your body movements. It's just face.
You're looking at your body movements, and you're trying to put your head on it. And,
that must be trippy. Yeah,
it's trippy. And then give the voice the right amount of life within those constraints. And I found it awkward on those days, but and then there were days when I would come back and just do the in-game voices, which is every voice actor will tell you, it's just that's the week that takes everything out of your throat. You die,
the screams and all that. Yeah,
the screams, and die 1,000 deaths, and those would always make me laugh. They were like, okay, you're crushed by a rock, but now you're gonna fall off a cliff and then get crushed by a rock. And I'm like, okay, so I gotta make that different. Yeah,
Can't they just use the same scream?
Nope. It's all different.
What's the line that everyone always quotes from Sheva? What?
We're partners. We're partners.
That's
to the
right.
end. Now, we're partners to the end. That's the most famous one. And and I have to be careful, because when I say, especially listening to you, I will fall into an Australian accent instead of an English one. Partners to the end.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Wow. Shit, have you been here before? How do you...
No. But my man has lived there. He's not Australian, but he has lived there several years as a musician.
So he helps.
But you know what? He has a terrible Australian accent.
Does he?
So he can account it. That's not even... Forget that. That's not a reason.
Well, I always try to have my guests do the Aussie voice, because a lot of the guests are voice actors, and no one can do it. You're in the top 3 already.
Oh my... Okay,
now
I'm not going to be able to do it again.
You're in big company now.
Wow.
They just can't do it. Chad here says...
Put it on my resume.
Chad says, do you own any game consoles, and do you punch boulders?
Sorry, what now?
Do you own any game consoles, and do you punch boulders?
I own that one right there, my Xbox. And do I punch boulders? You mean like Chris Redfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, I leave that up to Chris. Chris, wait! Yeah, hit that boulder.
So, how did you actually get into the game? Was it through Ruben Langdon, who I actually am having on the show in a couple of weeks? Was it through him?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He was a big part of it. I mean, he was a great cheerleader. When I came aboard to when they were talking about who they wanted. Richard Dorton, I don't know if you're familiar with Richard Dorton, mocap man. He's worked on thousands of games. He was my direct contact to the game. He brought me in as an option, as a candidate. And then once I met with Ruben and his team, you know, they took me through the paces. I did, you know, I had to show up and do some tests, you know, go to gun range and, you know, work with a stuntman. And, you know, they had to see exactly what I, you know, was able to do and if I was going to fulfill it all. So, and I think the main thing was the shooting, because I'm right-handed and Sheva's character is left-handed.
Yeah.
And so that has now made me a left-handed shooter. I don't even know if I could shoot right anymore, because all I shoot.
Hold on, so
I mean,
that's all you then.
Yeah.
That's all you. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I loved that she was left-handed. That was always just something unique and cool to me. I don't know.
Well,
why.
I mean, it was fun to like mix things up. But then when you think about it, that's where the badass poses are going to work, right? You're going to have your leads back to back, and you can't change.
Right.
Chris's.
Yeah,
So
you're
you
right,
gotta
actually.
bring in-
Yeah. I didn't think
So, I
of
mean,
that.
I figured that out real quick. Like, okay.
Yeah,
And
right.
so we can be back to back badasses.
Did you ever
But it was
meet Roger Craig Smith, voice of
Yes.
Chris? Yeah.
You know, we didn't. Yes, I was gonna say I met him, and I've met him again since, but it was always very brief in passing when we would be in the booth, and you know, I'd get to see some of his work, and he's amazing and such a great guy. So I did meet him, but it's funny, DC, who I know you just had on, we virtually met for the first time last Halloween at RoCon. They had us on a panel together.
Was that the first time you'd met?
Ever.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
you know, we never crossed paths in our,
That's crazy.
you know, voiceover schedules. So
Yeah.
we just never met. But I'd seen him, you know, a bunch of times, and then we finally virtually met. Like, we still haven't met in person yet. But
So you haven't done many cons over the years?
not because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
That first year, 2009, especially without the help of social media, I think
Was there many cons back then? Sorry to interrupt. Like, I don't know if
no,
there was.
were cons.
There was? Okay.
There were still cons, but I don't think they were aware of the actor behind Sheva. So, you know, other characters from the game would get, you know, sent to cons and get asked and invited to cons. I pretty much would, you know, kind of invite myself on different cons, like, hey, you've got Ken Lally, can I come along? I'm in it too, you know? And because Ken Lally did the motion capture for Wesker, and
Yeah.
and I would see other actors, you know, doing the rounds, and would always kind of be like, hey guys, I'd like to come. So there were a couple, like I did Fanime and Sac Anime, which, you know, became really supportive.
Yeah.
And I did Comic-Con the year the game came out, but not because I was invited, just because I showed up. And you know, they were like, oh, you know, she's here. Yeah, why don't you I'm like, yeah, why don't I? You know, why doesn't Sheva sit at the table?
Interesting.
So, but beyond that, you know, I never hear invitations. And then I would hear from fans that would ask, well, why isn't Sheva there? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I've not been asked. And then I would hear somehow through the grapevine that, well, we didn't know how to reach her.
Come on. Come on. I don't believe it.
I mean, you reached me. Yeah, there's so many ways to reach me. But, you know, I after a while, you know, especially when the game had gotten older and other games came out, you know, I just kind of left it at that. But there's a new attention towards the game since they did the remaster. What was that, like 2018?
Yep.
So
Resurgence, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a little resurgence on it, and yeah, I think people can find me now.
Have you noticed a boost since that resurgence the last couple of
I
years?
have,
Yeah.
and I too have been a little bit more active, with interactive on social media and the fan base, and back then in 2009, I had started doing some cosplay work, and I put out a little calendar back in 2009.
I remember seeing an Elena cosplay, your character from Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that later on,
Okay.
and then sorry?
I said, okay, oh, that was later on, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. That was, well, once I got into it, because I found it really fun putting the outfits together and working with a really dear friend of mine, Roland Patagon, who is the photographer on all of those cosplay photos. And, I think like whenever I would find the right pieces to get the outfit to look right, I would call him up and go, we got to shoot this. So I had gotten to 2021, and the only one I hadn't done was the fairy tale Sheva. So I finally, got that done this year and put that out for the anniversary.
Oh, so you've done all the skins, all the all the
all
versions.
Wait, in
That's
fact,
awesome.
let me
That's
see.
cool.
I did my homework here. Well, let's see. Let's see if I did my homework.
How many are there?
I have all 5.
Oh, yes. I love it. Yeah. Now it's coming back to me.
So, yeah, you got your business, you got your club, you got the original, you got everyone's favorite. I mean, I shouldn't say everyone, but this is a favorite, Tribal Sheva, and then Fairy Tale Sheva, which is also a favorite for a lot of people.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so...
Not many people go to that effort, so I love to see it.
Well, when I got started, it was just these 3. And then, I kind of felt like, oh, well, I'm leaving some other outfits out. And then, this one came along. This one was the hardest. I never thought I'd get around to it. Because the pieces are so specific. And, I just finally, I had the time, with the pandemic and all. So I was like, let's go for it. So now I feel like the series is complete.
That's fantastic. Ollie here says, Sheva is such an icon. Loved RE5. Leisha, currently trying to finish RE5 on professional right now. Ooh, good luck. You've played the game, have you?
Have, and I still do, and I still suck. But, I dream to be better.
You're not a big gamer, right? You're like, you wouldn't have the time.
I'm not a big gamer. I like arcade games. But I haven't been to an arcade in years, but that was my jam. But I keep telling myself, I play a lot of golf.
I know you do. You're
in
a pro.
real life and on video games. But I do like shooting games too. Yeah, but I don't play often.
What's your handicap in golf, by the way?
I'm not as good as I'd like to be. I'm about a 28. I'm a 28.
That's not bad. So you can get around in under 100, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, quite easily. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I mean, I try to get out more. Like that's one thing I've changed during pandemic. Instead of saying, oh, we play like, once every 2 months, we're now playing like twice a week, my man and I. And I'm making it like religion. It's now become my church to be out there. It's just so nice to be outside, and everything's so green. And
is he good?
Oh yeah, he's good. We're actually pretty equal. So it's good competition.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you play?
Yeah, I'm about a 10, but let me just say,
fantastic.
No. If I went out there right now, I don't know what to expect. It wouldn't be good, that's for sure.
I
Because it's
doubt
been a while.
that 10. Come on, man.
It's been a while, but yeah, no, that's good to see. Good to see you getting out there. I love it too. Just getting out in the sun, and you can't be locked indoors too much.
No, and I find it's my meditation too. I mean, I know people get annoyed by golf and get angry. I've learned not to get angry at golf. It's just like a Zen sport for me. Even if I'm not having a good day, it clears my head.
I love it. Darkness today, RE5 has sold 12.1 million as of wow. Isn't that incredible?
It's insane.
A lot of people have seen your performance.
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? 12 million. No wonder Capcom keeps inserting Boulder references in every game. Sorry, you got to forgive me. I'm really
no apologies.
I'm really nasally. I sound like I'm putting on a voice. Everyone here is calling you a badass and loving you.
Thank you, because I know those that are not fans of my AI. It's not my AI, but
the AI is annoying, but it's not you.
It's not me. I didn't do it.
She's so damn beautiful. From Sean.
Hi, Sean. Why, thank you. Thank you very much.
Lion, did you do your own martial arts moves, as in like the kicks and that sort of thing? Was that you?
So all the stunts that I participated in are in the cinematics, not in the game.
Well, there were some kicks in the cinematics, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, so all I'm not a martial art master at all. I mean, anything I did, I was taught to do, on set.
Yeah.
But I know some people think some of the moves in the game were, mine, and no, they're not.
Well, they might have been based off the cinematics. You never know.
Yeah. Good. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
We'll run with that.
What he said.
Best Sheva quote. Then let's make a stand for our fallen brothers.
For our fallen brothers. Yeah, that one's there's so many great scenes. I think having shot it like a movie before the whole process really connected all of us that were working on it. I think that was part of the reason why I eventually ended up with the voice, because I had gone through the whole arc of the character, and some of those scenes were just as emotional for us as they play out in the game. It was just so great to be able to take that sort of time with it, because I know not everybody watches the cutscenes, but I think it adds to the story, and I know people really feel strongly about the story in RE5.
In what way? What do you mean?
I've just heard people feel more connected to either the relationship between Sheva and Chris and Jill, and it just had a real connection,
authenticity to it. Yeah.
Especially the partnership between Sheva and Chris, and Sheva's purpose, her motives for being there, felt really grounded.
I wish they'd bring her back, to be honest. Like Prism here says, I love Sheva. I hope to see her back. Everyone here is saying we want to get her back in. We need to tell Capcom, hey?
Hey, if you have the number, call.
I only found out later that the accident was to cover up the manufacturing of biological weapons for terrorists.
Yeah, when she talks about the whole backstory of her family.
Yeah, it's been. You got to forgive me. It's been a while since I've played it. I played through the first little bit the other day because I want to go through it again because it's been so long. But yeah, I only have fond memories of it. That's for sure. I mean, like I know that Resident Evil 5 and 6, they're different. They're different from from the series, like 4 and the originals. They're a bit more actiony.
Yeah.
But I still really enjoyed. I especially enjoyed 5 more than 6 personally. Like I really enjoyed 5, especially just co-op with friends. Just playing with friends is always a lot of fun. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I actually started the series with 4.
Oh yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. And when they came with the concept of 5 in the daylight, I thought, that's going to be a huge challenge, right? To make that seem as scary as the, that dark sort of setting that everyone's used to when you think of horror.
Mm.
But I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, I know.
Never at once did I feel calm and, this isn't scary. Yeah.
Dynamite, love Sheva. You did an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, everyone.
Question from Alan. What's your favorite movie genre?
Ooh, okay. So I love action movies. I love not necessarily like no, I shouldn't say, because I like some gory action movies sometimes, but I got action. Like I love even like action comedy,
Oh yeah. Like
I
a Bad Boys, like a what?
Bad Boys is fun, but I like
John Wick.
John Wick, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything with Jason Statham. Jackie Chan. I used to watch all of Jackie Chan's movies, back in the day, and I just loved watching well choreographed scenes.
Have you seen Atomic Blonde?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I knew you'd be a fan. Yeah.
I mean, if you go to my Twitter, my pinned tweet is the 8-minute action scene from Atomic Blonde with
really?
a scene that I because I went to film school a few years back, and I ended up directing an action scene for a project that I was developing.
A Dare to Remember, yeah.
Yeah, and so I put those 2 fight scenes side by side. It's my pinned tweet on Twitter.
I know, and I didn't even mean that when I said Atomic Blonde. That's what's crazy. Like it looks like I've done the research, but
no. But I mean, I loved that movie. I know I can't wait for number 2, but it comes from my love.
They're doing 2.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure they were already in production. I know there's a 2.
Cool.
There's talk of a 2. I know there's but gosh. Now why am I forgetting? Oh dear gosh. Okay, wait, it will come to me. Okay, actually let me use my brain.
What are you forgetting?
I'm forgetting
another movie.
Another movie that is the reason why I love Atomic Blonde so much.
Have you seen the one with Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, Black Widow?
Black Widow? Yeah.
I haven't seen Black Widow yet.
That kicks some ass, that movie.
I want to see that in the theater, because I want to get back into the theater and see these movies.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too used to watching it on this thing.
Nah. I agree.
It just doesn't have the same effect.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
No. I love that you actually had this Atomic Blonde as your pinned comment. I literally, the movie just came to my head. I didn't even see this.
Okay, La Femme Nikita. I don't know why I like spaced on that movie. La Femme Nikita, the original, the French,
Oh yeah.
not the TV show,
Yeah.
and not the remake from the U.S., but the original Louis Besson, 1990, Jean Reno. You know, that movie is in my top five. As
Wow.
far as a female badass lead, those would be the beads around my dog's neck. I don't know if you can hear that.
Can.
He sounds like a maraca.
I can. It's all right. It's a
No?
background performance.
You okay? He looks like he just woke up out of a bad nightmare. I don't know what happened.
Now, don't hate me, but I've never seen Nikita, so I'm going to watch it tonight, I reckon.
So watch that.
Mm.
Have you seen? Because I know a lot of people have seen the U.S. remake.
Yeah, I might have, yeah.
Yeah, but the original.
I've never seen the original, yeah.
And there's a well-known scene that. Well, I don't want to give it away, but Atomic Blonde, you've seen it, obviously.
Yep.
So towards the end, without giving it away for people who haven't, there's a scene that is very reminiscent of La Femme Nikita. You'll figure it out.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. But I know that Atomic Blonde was thinking of that movie as well.
So that pin comment, that I Dare to Remember, you directed that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is that fight scene, was that the inspiration was from Atomic Blonde, did you say?
The inspiration for that was from La Femme Nikita.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was shooting it,
right.
And after I'd finish it, then Atomic Blonde came out, and I was like, damn, but there's no hate, all love, because there's more than one badass action female story that can be out there. But it was great that there were more, and there's more coming. Obviously we've seen a lot more since then.
I really enjoyed that short, and the fact that you directed it, that's awesome. You kicked ass.
Thank you.
How much did that cost you? Can I is that a big investment or what?
It was not. It was done on very, very, very little.
That's what I would have thought, and that's why I'm more impressed.
Yeah, what helped a lot was that I shot it as my thesis coming out of film school. So a lot of the equipment and the labor, from having other students in the school beyond work the set, that helped a lot. But I think as far as budget, I had spent about $4,000.
Yeah, wow.
About $4,000.
That's what you can get done, hey? With such little. That's awesome. So that wasn't a proof of concept for anything. That was just a short film, and that's it.
No, it was. I mean, it was my proof of concept for a trilogy that I had written. So I had written an action trilogy that I shopped around for a while, and at the time there weren't any Atomic Blondes out. There weren't any Wonder Womans out. There weren't, and I kept hitting a lot of interest, but also like,
what was their why didn't they want to go for it? Was there
it really had to do with that it hadn't been done. As far as and I wasn't set that, of course, if it was going to be me to play the character, that would be lovely. But I know the realism, of Hollywood, and I'd be happy to have a name, put the story out there. But at that time, I kept, getting that sort of reaction of, things were still opening in theaters, so you still had to make a box office, and I think Columbiana.
No streamers back then, yeah.
Yeah, Colombiana had come out with with Saldana, and there just wasn't a lot of love for those type of female
Mm.
action indies. What I loved about Atomic Blonde was that it was dark, and this trilogy was dark. So I think that also was kind of like, ooh, it's we don't want to see a female lead that is that where it's that gritty. And I'm like, no, that's where the
Yes, we
fun
do.
is.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do. And I love
Ah,
that Atomic Blonde went there. You know, it wasn't barely,
mm.
clean, I mean, how it wasn't safe,
No, not at all.
and that 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 8 minute action scene, I don't know why I'm gonna get emotional, but that 8 minute action scene would not have been given the green light if she hadn't pushed for it. If she hadn't, trained as hard as she did, Charlize Theron, and hadn't gotten a team that believed that she could do it, because she did a lot of it herself. That's what's so impressive about it. And I think that blew a lot of people's minds. I remember when because that 8 minute scene came out, and I think it was rated one of the best fight scenes, not just by a woman, but ever. As far as the depth of insanity, like the length of it alone. It was brutal. And it was fantastic. Like, I was cheering in the theater when I saw it.
Oh, I never got to see it in theater.
Oh yeah. I mean, as soon as that movie, I was like in the theater on the day of. Same thing with Wonder Woman, in the theater on the day of. Like,
yeah.
and I remember when I went to see Wonder Woman, it was at the ArcLight, which I don't know if you know about the ArcLight.
Is that gone now?
The Cinerama Dome, it closed during the damn pandemic. And I, as far as we know, it's not reopening, which is really sad. That was like my number one place to see movies. But I saw Wonder Woman in a crowded theater, which seemed to be filled with women on opening night, and it just felt possible. Like it just like I've been watching Superman movies since I was a kid, but here was a woman, and she was, just as strong, if not stronger. And it just, I'm a grown woman, and it changed my life. I can't imagine the young girls and young women coming up now being able to see that first. I think that it changes everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was a woman that directed it, it was just like,
Yeah.
It's powerful. And I think there's no turning back from that. I think we've seen the evidence of that. There's just so many amazing, ceilings being broken in Hollywood right now.
Even Black Widow, the director was an Australian woman. I'm
Yeah.
blanking on her name, but yeah. A lot more female directors are coming out. So maybe that's something you could look into, hey?
Well, I enjoyed directing, action, because I love it.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I will continue to pursue.
Yeah.
Whether it's my script or someone else's project, but I love the movement. I just love the movement. Even if it's slick, I know there's movies out there that it's like, oh, come on, and it's a little too slick, but sometimes that's fun too.
Yeah. Drive-by commentator I was getting quite a few Blood Diamond vibes from RE5. Alone in a hostile zone. Nice job.
Blood Diamond.
Have you ever seen that one?
With, Blood Diamond.
Leonardo?
Blood Diamond. Wow. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see the vibe, yeah, that he's talking about. Just a bit of a hostile area, like, you don't know what's around the next corner sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghost in the Shell is what I was thinking of. with Scarlett Johansson. Have you seen that
Oh,
one?
that's what you were thinking. And I
Yeah.
didn't see that. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, you might.
Was it good?
You might like that one. Yeah, you might. You should give that one a crack. I enjoyed playing as Sheva more because of her martial arts skills, and she runs faster than Chris.
Well, she's lighter. She's got those big arms.
Here's something I agree with. Kisma says, I like the fact that there was no romantic tension between Chris and Sheva. It was a nice change. They were just partners. That was good for me too. I like that.
Yeah, I felt like that made things that storyline is so used, right? Like just because two people work together, they might, but I think it keeps them focused. And I think it's they're soldiers, that's not how things would go down,
Yeah. They're not gonna.
We'd never get any, work done if all our soldiers were just,
Yeah.
They're more disciplined than that.
Candence says, what do you think of the impact Sheva had going forward for female protagonists in the Resident Evil series?
Well, I hope she, had a positive one. I don't know. I guess if there were more characters of color coming out in the series, I would say, oh, she opened the doors, but there weren't. So I feel like they still use some of the characters that they've always used before Sheva. I don't know much about, the village, and, I've seen the pictures of new characters. And that's great. It still would be awesome 12 years later to see at least another person of color.
You're right. You are right. They do need to do better in that respect. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Yeah, there's been a lot of games with nothing. But that's why everyone wants Sheva back,
It would be great to see what she's doing now, because she was so...
She's kicking ass wherever she is.
She's kicking ass, but she might be just a slight more jaded, like a little more mature. A little bit more, okay, I've been around and everything is not so,
Oh, you reckon she's a bit more of a hard ass?
Because she
had a pretty tragic past.
She had a tragic past, and she was very there was something so sweet and innocent about her. I don't know if that'd be stayed gone with her 12 years later.
Yeah.
She could now come out of it going, I know things, and be a little bit I don't want to say she's, worn, but, definitely experienced.
Aribo here saying, talking about the whistle taunt. Was that something you did? Did they get someone in to do that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, she does a whistle and the zombies come.
Oh, that wasn't me then.
No? Yeah, okay. There's
like an actual whistle with her mouth?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. I think so. Yeah.
I don't even know how to whistle.
Okay, it wasn't you.
It wasn't.
Well, it's funny because in another game, The Last of Us, I don't know if you've heard it, but they actually hired professional whistlers for that game. Can you believe that?
I do believe that.
Professional whistlers. Didn't even know it was a thing.
You got to bring in the pros if you want it done right.
No, yeah. Riot and Respect says, Sheva!
What a guan! What up?
So You direct, act, do action choreography, burlesque. Is there anything you can't do? Amazing.
Oh, there's quite a bit. I can't cook.
Oh,
I don't cook. Yeah. I mean, I can bake, but those that know me, they know. I don't know. I just.
So you guys going to restaurants, or is the hubby cooking, or what?
The hubby cooks. He cooks good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm blessed. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and he loves to cook. So,
Oh, really?
That leaves me with the dishes, but I'm good. I'm all good.
What's your favorite? Give me some of your favorite dishes.
Well, what I love is that he can whip things up. That's the thing that throws me. I think that's why I do well with baking, because I have to know the amounts of everything that needs to go in, and there's no improv, but he can just do that chopped thing where random
just
object,
and
then he like turns it into something, and I don't know how he did it, and he just he understands the chemistry of what works. But gosh, he does everything is good. Well, he does handmade pastas. Those are really good. He'll do raviolis. He'll do some handmade homemade raviolis, and gosh, I'm like, babe, made breakfast this morning. It's so good. Salmon.
Oh,
and we eat
okay.
pretty healthy. We eat pretty healthy, but
yeah, I love salmon.
Oh yeah, and he
Love
does
salmon.
great sauces, and I mean, I wouldn't even know what's in it. It just tastes good. But breakfast is great. He'll do waffles.
Oh,
I'm just like I live in a B&B.
shit.
He does oh, that's what he did the other day. He did waffles with caramelized apples.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that'd get me going. I love waffles.
Yeah.
Director Smiley. Sheva will always be known as one of the people that killed Wesker.
Yeah, how many people have killed Wesker? Anybody else?
No.
Are we the only ones?
Yeah,
Are we the
you're
only
right.
ones?
You're right. I think you're right. There you go. I'd love to hear what happened with Sheva and Josh. It'd be great to see them in the next Resident Evil with the fractured BSAA stuff.
Oh yeah, TJ Storm, who plays Josh Stone, awesome friend. We actually met way before working on the game together, and it was so great to like show up on set and go, oh my god, and we already knew each other, which is parallel to Josh and Sheva.
Is TJ, does he do Predator? Mocap for Predator? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Wait, I think so.
Yeah, I think he does, yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah.
And Godzilla.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. We're talking about him the other day. Yeah. Oh,
So
you know him. That's cool.
Yeah, we knew each other years back. So it was great. I think that was just, it worked out since Josh and Sheva were supposed to have this history of knowing each other. We already did. So that fell right into place. Yeah, and that didn't have any romantic linkings either. Like everything was just about the business. Like, let's just, work on what we're supposed to be, what we're here to do. So it would be great to find out what happened to both of them.
Did you get any merchandise or any action figures of Sheva? Or
I mean,
that?
Only what I got myself. Like, so.
Here we go.
Oh, I did go to the Tokyo Game Show, which was in 2008.
Oh, wow.
So I got this.
Oh, that must be limited edition.
I don't see too many of these. And I actually had two, and one I gave away at a signing at the anniversary in March. So
Wow.
This one's staying here. I'm not giving this one.
Yeah, I
My
don't think
baby.
that you can't buy that anymore. That's a collector's item.
Yeah, the Play Arts action figure. Yeah, hard to find. Hard to find, and if you find them, they're not cheap.
No. I'm trying to
Well,
remember with the collector's edition. Did that come with a Chris Redfield statue? I'm trying to remember from RE5. Was there ever a statue?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think there was. I love playing as Sheva because she gets the coolest one-shot bow and arrow after you beat the game.
She gets what?
She gets the coolest one-shot bow and arrow
Oh,
once you beat the game.
well, I look forward to that day.
What, are you 12 years later? You're still
Motivation.
Oh, maybe in another 12 years we'll be back here.
Yeah,
and,
you know.
Yeah. Want to thank Karen for her book, Happy New Day, a 40-day guide to a happier, healthier life. Really helped me during a tough time in my life.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm touched. Yeah, that was a really cool project that I kind of took on during, a down period where I had said I always wanted to write a book for years, and it's always it seemed like a daunting project, how to start, how to stay focused till you finish. And I am a self-help book junkie. Like, I find that self-help books have always helped me when I'm, hitting a low, in my life or need to find inspiration. That was sort of my therapy. Go to the bookstore, grab a book, pick myself back up. And I felt like that would be.
Is that why you
perfect
did
job.
one yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wrote it for myself. And it was sort of I chose 40 days, and the book is actually sort of a diary where it starts on March 1st. My birthday's on April 10th. So I wanted to finish the first draft by my birthday. And I figured if I could write one chapter a day, then I would have the first draft of the book. And so I stuck to it every day. You see the entries is, each day is a chapter, and just found different topics of things that I use to, lift my mood, get motivated, sort of break things down if things seem overwhelming. And every time I thought, well, I'm going to wake up this morning and I don't have anything to write. But as soon as I would start writing, I'll be, oh yeah, another idea for another chapter. And I, got through the 40 days, got the first draft, and then I did the editing and had it out by that Christmas. So it was, it really taught me that I could write a book, which, it's like I used the book while I was writing the book. And I still use the book. I still go back to the book. I still,
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I call it's like a sabbatical is what I call it, where it's 40 days to sort of reset your passion, your purpose, your inspiration, what brings you joy, what makes you happy, and paying attention to that. Because I really believe that now, especially through the pandemic in 2020 that we've been through, that I think a lot of people, once they had to stop working or they started working from home and discovering things they had been missing out this whole time, more time with their family or time away from a job they didn't really like, it gets you thinking, well, what do I like? What happens if I pay attention
That's
to
what happened
only
to
the
me.
things? Is that what happened to you?
Yeah, I was working a 9 to 5 job, and I'm like, I love doing YouTube and gaming, and now I do this full time. Same thing.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, there are other people out there still trying to figure that out and not seeing how it can be possible because it seems overwhelming. So yeah, it was just my way of kind of making a path to what makes you happy and what makes you healthy, because I feel like everybody wants to get rich and find love, but those two things can go away. If you're not healthy and you're not happy, there's just no way around that.
Yeah.
There's no, those should be the foundation before anything else, within yourself.
I like that. Yeah.
So that's the idea.
I might have to pick. Can I pick up this book? Amazon or what?
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can send you one, man.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be
We'll
cool.
send you one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now I know you're on this show for one ep, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about this set?
Glorious episode. Okay. Well, I didn't, I got to work with Andre Brogner and Terry Crews, which was amazing.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't a scene with the full cast, but still like highlight. I these last 4 or 5 years, I've been able to work on some shows that I used to dream about. So, every one of these credits, I'm so grateful for. But yeah, my scene was with those two actors, and they were just lovely. Everybody on set was easy to work with. It was just people playing, which is what I love to do. And being able to hang out with them and
just a lot of fun.
Just a lot of fun, They had been shooting a really long day, and our scene was at the end of that day. So, I kept thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to be the person that like messes up everything and ends the day on a So that didn't happen because everybody was lovely and I felt right at home and we just made the scene work.
What's the difference to you from games to TV to movies? What's the big difference there?
Well, lately, like some of the games that I've been able to work on after Resident Evil 5, since everything is now done on the volume with we got the helmets.
It's like theater, right?
It's theater.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's my background, from Florida, working in theater and musical theater. So there's not a lot of that in LA. There is, some theater, but it's not like New York out here. So that I feel like video games have filled that void for a lot of theater actors. And, that feeling of community because, back, like I said, doing Resident Evil 5, you were in the booth working with no one. You would do your motion capture with the other actors, but as far as like the
it wasn't
voice
the same.
work,
Yeah,
you're trying to put the head on the bunny and pretend the person is there.
Was Jedi Fallen Order all mocap for you?
Say again?
Was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order all mocap for you, or was that just voice?
Yes. I did mocap on the last game, and then, which I don't think a lot of people know, I actually did mocap and voiced one of the soldiers in oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up. The one before this last game.
The one before?
Battlefront.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Battlefront 1 or 2?
I want to say 2.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were in that. That's awesome.
And
that was mocap. That was
That was
cutscenes.
mocap, and
Ah.
I voiced and one of the the soldiers.
Who were you? Who did you share the scene with in that? Was it the main star? I'm forgetting her name.
Oh, Janina.
Was it Janina?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I just loved how everyone works like a company. Everybody's there at once, and it's. I mean, the work is taken so seriously. It's just you really do feel like you're putting on a play, because everybody comes in so prepared like that.
Yeah.
Not just reading off a bunch of, sometimes you'll go in a booth and you'll have the list of lines that you're gonna just knock out, but not when you're working on a set like that. Everybody has everything memorized and
Yeah.
blocked, and it's all done in one take. I love that.
Yeah. And even
Oh, but yeah, you're saying comparing it to TV.
yeah.
I mean, TV. I grew
TV's
up
like
watching
a
TV.
is TV like just like the structure of it's really down, like you got to be fast, you got to move quickly. Is that
Most of the time it is. It's definitely a faster pace than in film, because film can kind of take its time. I mean, you don't want to waste time either way, but back in
No.
the day when they were using film, an actual film, you couldn't waste anybody's time. Like there's a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere now because everything's digital, so there's no waste involved. But it used to be on film, you couldn't waste time either.
yeah.
And then TV, there's I think also like theater, because I've been able to do live television. Did that with Will and Grace.
Oh,
this
wow.
this past the reboot. Got to work on one of those episodes with Jack and
Shit, you've been in a lot of TV shows, like big shows.
I knock on wood. It's been a good couple of years. I've been able to get my head in there.
Charmed as well, Netflix.
Charmed. Oh yeah. That was an unexpected gem, because originally I flew out there to just work on one episode
Really?
and just do a day player.
Well,
one
they
guest
loved you.
star.
They loved you and said,
Yeah,
come
they
back for
brought me
another few.
back.
Yeah.
I ended up doing 4 episodes in the end. And they were lovely up there in Vancouver. And, that was, those ladies were lovely to work with. Everybody was, I mean, very fast. They do shoot very fast. I don't know if that's all the Vancouver productions. I mean, I haven't done.
I've heard it's like that, yeah.
They shoot
And it's
quick.
cheaper. It's cheaper there as well, obviously.
It's cheaper, and they shoot quick. They shoot really quick.
Too quick. It sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I was ready for them, but I was
Well,
like,
is it
"Woo!"
like one take and we're done here?
I mean, 2 if they need it. Yeah.
Really?
But yeah. I mean, it
Wow.
could be that quick. I mean,
Shit.
they
Isn't
get
that
a lot
funny?
done in one day.
Yeah.
And Will and Grace was great, like I said, because of the live audience. That gives you that, you get that instant feedback from, having the audience there.
Hmm. I also love your performance in Tacoma. You remember that
Oh,
little indie game? Love that game.
yeah. Oh, wow. Not a lot of people know that game.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I play everything, so. But
And I did play that till the end.
Did you? Oh well, yeah. It's a bit
But that
shorter,
game-
isn't it, than RE5?
It's shorter. And it's,
It's a bit
no
more
one-
manageable.
Everything's moving really slow. But it's also fun to just go around the atmosphere, the environment, and find things.
Yeah.
I did that for days.
Environmental storytelling, I call it.
Yes, clues to the past. And that was a special game. Really enjoyed working with that cast. oh my gosh.
That's just voice work, yeah.
Well, it's interesting. We did and I'm not really sure how Fulbright did the post on this, but we were recorded. So we did sort of in that same way we would have the helmets on. We didn't have helmets on. We had mics, and we were recorded in a room with blocking.
Wow.
So we did do the blocking that you see in the game, but we weren't in suits. We were in our regular clothes.
Yeah.
But those avatars are very simple. So it wasn't like, they had matching
Yeah.
so I don't know if they just took our general movement and put it on those avatars, but
Yeah, right.
but they did record our movement, and we did go through the whole script.
That's cool. Yeah, I recommend everyone listening, check out Tacoma. I played it on PS4, I think. Would have been 2018, am I right?
Yeah.
Around then, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, around then. That was, and it's just, I don't know, it's a mood, man.
It's really, I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. So yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Which really allows you to pay attention to the voice work, because it's
the voice work was pretty bad, actually. Yeah.
Oh no, really?
No, I'm joking.
Damn.
I'm joking. I'm stirring you up.
I was like, what?
The voice work was the standard. Mick Jerneal. If you could change any particular scene with Sheva more to your liking, what would you change?
What a great question.
Ooh.
Okay, let me think. I think I know. In the back of my head, there's something that what would I change? I wouldn't make her an AI. What would I change? I mean, I think that might be it. But
that's all right. It's been 12 years, guys. We have
we
do have to cut you some slack. Okay. If it comes
I
to
like
you, let me know.
that question a lot, and I know it when you don't fully remember something, but it strikes a nerve because it's something. It connects to something you.
Yeah.
It will come to me. I'm going to come back to that one.
Yeah. Now, someone mentioned RE5 remake. So, as you know, RE2 was remade, and then RE3 is they're both out. From what we know, RE4 is being remade as well at the moment. So, obviously, next RE5. Hopefully, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I think it would be awesome. I think it would be way overdue. I wonder, what the hesitancy is. I mean, I think they were trying to get so many things right when RE5 was coming out that, the initial reaction as far as the subject of race kind of, bit them in the butt a little bit. I think they felt, like they hadn't done enough research or made choices that, that could have helped the game more. And I hope that doesn't scare them away.
Mm.
Like Do
you think it might in the end? They might.
Huh?
Do you think it might scare them away and they might not do the remake?
I give them so much credit for you know, because I know there's a lot of people who will say, "Oh my God, what a racist game." You know, I know it's not a lot of people, but there are a few. And I think, you know, it was great that they made this game. You know, they're not going to be perfect at it. They're coming from a different country, from a different culture. They're not going to be perfect at it, but
Yeah.
they made the game with the best intentions, I believe. And, you know, let's not run away from learning more. Let's not run away, you know. Um, I hope that that's not a reason why they've left the game as it is, you know.
Yeah. So if you're a betting woman, do you reckon they'll do the remake or not?
I feel like now it's almost hard for them to ignore it. I think they kind of have to. I think after 2020, you can't get away. Like that question is just going to keep coming up, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
If 2020 hadn't happened the way it did, maybe they would have gone a couple more years. But now I feel like the attention on the game again, and the question is just coming up, like, where is Sheva? You know, everybody else is getting brought back. Where is this storyline? Where are these characters? You know, what happened to them?
Darkness here says the people in media that called RE5 racist didn't play the game, in my opinion. They saw the trailer and called it racist.
And I agree. You know, I think even back then, people reacted to what they saw briefly.
And then made a judgment, yeah.
And then made a judgment. And I agree. Was it perfect? No. But at that stage of the game, everything was still being worked on. You know.
Yeah.
You know, because every game kind of comes out with like a little preview before the game's even finished, you know? So
Yep.
It just was unfortunate, I think, that the preview wasn't ready.
Yeah. So I guess if it's being remade, like they would get you and Roger back. I don't know. Well, would they recast?
You're asking questions I don't know answers
because they
to.
recasted for all of them. I think, unfortunately, all the remakes are recasted, from my knowledge. But you two did such a good job. It wouldn't feel the same. I don't know.
Well, thank you for your support. I would definitely love to reconnect with Sheva again, and like I said, you know, an older, wiser Sheva, you know, after 10, 12 years later, you know, I think it only makes her more of a badass.
I'd prefer that actually over a remake, personally. Just her now. I don't know. I like that idea that you've got there. I think it's bang on.
I mean, it's happened to Chris Redfield. I mean, he's a darker dude now.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, in terms of games, are you doing any more in the gaming space at the moment, or what?
Oh, you mean like games coming out?
Mm.
No. I'm like, no.
Well, if you did, you couldn't tell us anyway.
Well, and if I did, I couldn't tell you. I haven't. I've been working more on TV and film, and just shot a show last week that I can't talk about, but
nice.
Very excited about. Yeah. You know, feel really excited about this one, and then, you know, I recently had a spot on SWAT earlier this year. You know,
just another show to add to your list of shows you stick it off every big show. Yep, done that one.
Man,
ticking them off. Yeah.
You know, yeah. So my you know, I'm not against doing more games at all. I think just the way things went in 2020, everything sort of, I don't know, prioritized prioritized. Prioritize. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back, back doing more games.
A couple of people are asking if you're union or non-union, which is a classic thing that only my audience would know what that is. But anyway.
They like that question.
Hey?
I said, they like that question.
Yeah, I know, right? Because back then it was it was union back then. And now it's not. Am I right? Yeah.
It's mostly in LA, most of the productions are union. If they're coming out of
in
Canada,
games or in everything?
In games.
In games, okay.
If they're coming out of another country like Canada or Japan, they might be more on the non-union side. Resident Evil was done on a union contract, and I don't think that's common. I think for the time, because like I said, they had brought in a film director and all these fancy bells and whistles and orchestra and some film actors. I think they kept it union, but the Star Wars games, those are union.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to get the big name.
Was Call
talent.
of Duty union?
Yes.
Yeah. So all the big games are union, pretty much.
Yeah, if they have big names attached, most likely they're going to be a union project, because even for their supporting cast, they want name talent throughout. So it's hard to get that
if you're not,
without having it be a union project.
Yeah. Tacoma?
Union.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not a big studio over there, is it?
It's not a big studio, but they had name talent. They had Don Lewis in the cast from A Different World, and can't get her unless it's a union project.
Yeah.
So they, it really depends on who they want in the cast. If you see a name cast, that project is probably union.
Yeah, right.
And I say, I don't mean to say a name cast because there are names in gaming, obviously. But when I'm talking about a TV film name cast.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's huge names in voice work. Are
you talking about like if Norman Reedus is in a game? That's probably that's union.
Probably union.
Yeah. Right. Interesting. Yeah. Love it. So any other upcoming projects that we should be looking out for? So you're in this new show.
Talk about?
You're in SWAT.
I do have some music out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I was playing some of it in the open. But
what sort of genre are we talking here?
Dance.
Oh, yeah.
You like dance music? Let me see, is this still on? And you know what? I didn't even I did some fun digging in my vaults, and I pulled up some pics. I still have behind the scene pics from Resident Evil
that we haven't seen.
I know there's a lot out there that I have posted, but I think there's a few that I haven't posted before, and I didn't put them up. Let me see.
Ooh. Nice. So this music, is it on Spotify, Apple, YouTube?
It's on all the streaming platforms, and I go by. It's actually my man and I. He's a drummer, and we go by Beauty and the Beat.
Oh, nice. Beauty and the Beat. Love
Beauty
it.
and the Beat. So the EP is called Deep Blue Summer.
Hold on, is this you?
Yeah.
Singing? This is pretty well produced. Is this just you two producing?
Yeah. just having some fun. I mean, you know, when we were cooped up in our quarantine, you know, he has a full studio, and we were like, this is crazy, you know, we should be creating stuff, and came up with the idea for a few songs and started recording and put it out. So yeah, it was a fun, we never really created stuff together, so that was fun.
That's good. I like that. Sounds quite good, actually. Nice beat. I'm going to check it out later. Hopefully this isn't copyrighted.
What?
Hopefully this isn't copyrighted now, the stream, because you played that.
Oh.
No, it won't.
But I'm giving permission, right?
Yeah, you're giving permission. It's all good. That's amazing.
Let me see if I got some of these photos here. What do I have here? Well, I think most people have seen this.
Oh.
This is from the set when we were all goofing around.
No, I've never seen that. Personally.
You've never seen this one?
No, I've never seen that one.
I wish I could do like a slideshow.
I love that. Is that Ruben on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right over.
This is 12 years ago, but yeah.
Yep.
You haven't aged today, but everyone else has.
Oh, thank you. This is a Tokyo game show with Jim San-Zero, Takeuchi. He was the producer on the game.
Wow. Tokyo game show. What was that like?
Oh, that was crazy. That was insane.
People everywhere, sweat everywhere.
There was just, I mean, it reminded me a lot of E3, but more insane.
Really? Goodness me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess too, you know, the language barrier makes it more insane, but it was just so exciting because the game had not officially come out yet. So when we went, this was in 2008. There were just like all the previews, and it was my first time seeing some of the trailers that they had finished, you know, to release the game. And so it was just a very exciting time, you know, still waiting to see what would happen. I don't know what's happening here. I think we're getting our butts kicked.
Yeah. So that's on the stage.
This is on the
Right.
mocap stage.
Man, hasn't it changed?
A
since
lot.
then?
I mean, you still kind of wear these suits, though.
Yeah, I
But
know, but like it's just there. It looks very bare bones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this was at House of Moves, which was still is a very popular
House
volume
of Moves, L.A.
in Marina Del Rey.
Is that you ducking? Yeah. There's the left-handed. Yeah.
Left hand.
Who's that? Who's that there?
And I'm gonna forget her name. Jade Kwan. I think it's Jade Kwan.
What is she doing? What character?
She's doing a backflip away from us. She's
yeah.
doing a doubling the martial arts for Jill.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Man, I've never seen any of these. This is great. There's you and Ruben. In the outfits too. Yeah, that would not happen.
Yeah, so that's during the Provis.
Yeah, what would you previs? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Previs.
So when you did that, is that sort of shaping how the camera angles are going to look? Is that
for them?
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of decisions made on camera angles, blocking, you know, everything that was shot would go right back to Japan, and they'd make the, you know, the decisions on how the motion capture would run. Someone's choking me. I don't know who that is.
So when you're doing this, are you guys acting it out with the voice?
Oh
as
yeah.
Well? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But they're
We're
just not
acting
capturing it.
It's just not being captured. But
Yeah.
so it's crazy because we do all the acting in the previs, and then we come back and do the motion capture. You know, some of the voice work had already been done before the motion capture. So by the time you get to the motion capture, you have done this script 3 times. So there's just but it's great. It's really layered.
Yeah.
You know, like you know it.
You know
by
it.
the,
yeah.
You know, and I think it actually
helped
the motion capture process go really fast.
Can you go back to that voice, or is it something you've got to like get into?
Oh, Sheva?
Yeah.
Oh, I can go back to it. Yeah. Let me turn this off.
Like, could you say something to Dan in the voice?
To Dan?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Dan, we're partners to the end.
Wow. That's weird.
Dan, let's do this for our fallen brothers.
Shit,
man. Dan, wait! Dan, I hope you get well soon.
Wow.
I'm sorry you're sick. Sorry you're not feeling well. Now let's go.
You can do it. You can definitely do it. That's for sure. That's weird because I just like literally watched some stuff just before. So now I'm tripped out a bit.
I'm just trying to imagine what she sounds like, 10 years later.
Oh, that'd be tough. Bit more gravelly, maybe?
Dan, tired. She's a lot more tired. And, she drinks. And she probably smokes a cigarette. She's so over it. The evil, maniacal laughter. She's up to here, and she wants it to be over. Now. I don't know.
Man, so good.
It would be fun to find out, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I think we've gone a little bit over. I told you an hour. It's nearly 2. So sorry about that.
Seriously?
Sorry about that, but
oh my!
We've had too much fun. Guys, you got to follow on Instagram and Twitter, yeah. Anywhere else I'm missing?
Instagram, I'm under. Instagram, I'm under Eva La Dare, and Twitter, it's Karen Sheva Eva. Now, for those who know me from 2009, I know they go, what's the name? What did the name change? And it goes back to burlesque, which I don't want to take too much time. Burlesque is a whole other subject, but my burlesque stage name is Eva La Dare.
Ah, okay.
And there's a whole life about that. You can Google me, you'll find it. But I was going back and forth with the 2 names, and in 2011, I decided to officially make Eva La Dare my professional name. So it's my acting name and the name I go by since then. But I don't get upset if someone,
But your hubby doesn't call you that, does he? Or he does?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And most of my friends do. And I mean, there'll be people from, way back when that might say, Karen, and I'll go, I'll still answer to it. I don't get upset. I'm like, how dare you?
So Karen's your birth name?
That's my birth name.
That's weird.
Which, you know what? Seeing how 2020 went, I'm okay with going with Eva.
I was going to say, it's not bad now. It's not a bad time. But it's funny, you don't look like a Karen. You look like an Eva, so I don't know.
And
Maybe
I've
it's
actually
perception.
heard that more often, and that was another reason behind going with it. Because,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, no offense, you know, love.
No, we love Karens. Not
love,
those
we love
Karens.
Karen.
Not those Karens, but we love the other
Yeah.
Karens.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So, guys, make sure you follow Eva on Twitter, Facebook, IG, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you can find her. Follow her. Get a signed print if you ever do a Streamly again.
The Streamly, the store is open. I might go on today if there's, you know, right after this, if there's any orders, I'll go up.
Come on, guys, get an order in. Support this beautiful woman, and thank you for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Much.
Hopefully we can do it again someday, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, and I wish for your throat to feel better. Get some rest. Stop working so hard, Dan.
You're the first person that said that. Thank you. No. Thank you very much. I will get some much needed rest, and I'll be in touch. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everyone
All
say
right.
bye.
Bye, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers. See you soon. Thank you to our lovely guest for this evening, Eva La Dare. What a name. Eva La Dare. Fantastic name. Eva La Dare. Great stream. Thanks, Dan and Eva. Graham, it was my pleasure. I missed your super chat, brother. Martial arts. We did cover that, mate, so don't worry. And thank you for the donor. I appreciate it. I do appreciate your support of the stream. Means a lot. If you guys want to go above and beyond, you can become a member of the channel for a small fee. It really helps me out. Helps me keep the lights on around here, eh? Does she have a cameo? I don't think she does. But if you buy a signed print, I'm sure she'll do some voice stuff for you. B. Vargas, thanks for the stream. Was cool. My pleasure, Vargas. My pleasure, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Guts. Lion, you've been in here the whole time. Lion of Dawn. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. And the Hunter, I mean, he's always in. The Hunter, he's hunting down these interviews. Absolute legend. Great chat, John Walker. John Walker, what's your profile picture, man? I'm recognizing that face. Darkness, great questions, Darkness. Really appreciate that. Some really good stuff in there, man. Great work. Really good stuff, man. Thank you. Prism. McJaw-Neal. Dan's got lower back pain. I can see it. Yeah, it's because of all the slouching, eh? I gotta sit up straight. Whoa, you can barely hear me. Fuck. No, I've just had a really sore throat and I got a cold and... But, yeah. Hover Bacon. Hey, Dan, I love your content and your chill interview style. Put a lot of effort into making videos, arranging interviews, and it really shows in your top-tier quality of your content. Wow. Thank you so much, Hover. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Means a lot. And it is. It's a chill style of interview. I don't... You know... I look at, like, Jimmy Fallon and I look... I look at the comments and everyone's like, this is a fake laugh, you know, this is so arranged and fake. I don't want that mood. I just want a mood of, you know, two mates hanging out, really. And some people think that's not as entertaining as Jimmy Fallon because it's a bit more laid back, but that's the style I like and enjoy doing, and I know a lot of you guys do too, so thank you, Hova, appreciate it. Alex, yeah, really chill stuff, exactly. John Walker, great stream, get well done. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I still push through no matter the sickness. I've never missed an interview, never cancelled. Koi, no, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Looking forward to more live streams. Yeah, so we got Ruben on, Ruben Langdon. You can look him up, Dante. But the next one is Joel Hicks. Joel Hicks, the face of Heisenberg. A lot of people requested this one. A lot of people. And that's happening in, what, 8 hours from now? Oh, no. Hold on. It's happening in 15 hours. Really? Oh. Anyway. You can check that one out, guys. Will, awesome interview. Get well done. Thank you. Ashley Graham. Yeah, that'd be great. Be great. Definitely hunting down the interviews. That's the default call from SmackDown. Here comes the pain. Oh my God, John. That's hilarious, man. That's so funny. I played that game. I knew I recognized it. I knew I recognized it, man. How do you feel about John Cena coming back, eh? Bit of a surprise. Is the James Arnold Taylor interview happening? He didn't get back to me, mate. He never got back to me. I couldn't get a hold of him. So probably not, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, there's so many of these that you don't see where I get rejected. You know, I've done 55 of these. I would have been rejected over 100 times. Seriously. And by rejection, I mean no response as well. Like I can't get a hold of Roger Craig Smith. I've tried. I don't know if he does many podcasts. Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed all his friends. I just can't get him on. But yeah, no, guys. So Joel Hicks coming up next. But for now, I'm going to leave it. Get some rest. Get some of these videos up. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. Am I working? Am I resting? Either way. Really appreciate you guys' support. Tune in for the next one, guys. And again, that Resident Evil series that I'm coming out with. The first video is going to be all Resident Evil startup screens, right? And then there'll be all intro, all Wesker scenes. Yeah, I want you to try and support that series if you can. Leave a like on those videos. It really helps me out. But guys, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.